Hi, this is Deacon John Wilson here, Education Enrichment Director for West Angeles Church, here to talk with you about a program that's available in LAUSD. And I'm not sure what I think about the program. I saw something in EdSource that I think you should know about that bothers me. You know, when I see the expenditure of funds, taxpayer funds, I suppose, on a program, I expect to know its metrics, meaning how will you determine its success? It's part of the problem with a lot of money that government spends. And I think the Black Student Achievement Program, which got, I think, 17 million last year, and is getting another 25 million. And there was a couple of lines in a recent article about it in EdSource that really bother me. It's going to cause me to make further inquiries. But I have something I'd like to ask you to do too, parents who have students in LAUSD. I'll mention it now, then I'll mention the question later. I need to hear from you if the Black Student Achievement Program is doing anything visible in your schools. Why don't you just drop me a comment below or write me an email? The comment's the best, and just say, yes, I'm aware of it, it's helping, or yes, I'm aware of it, I don't know what it does, or something like that. Would you please? Um, Let me know whether you've heard anything about it. But meanwhile, check out this article, and I'll include a link to the article below. Check out this article that was in EdSource, I think it was last week, about the Black Student Achievement Program that LAUSD is operating. Here's the article I was referring to. It was published August 21st, last week, like I said. Malika Seshadri is the writer. It says LAUSD's Black Student Achievement Plan remains resilient. I don't know why resilience, like it's fighting back or pushing back. Resilient is an interesting word here, amid complaint and opposition. So I'm looking in the article for those to find out what it is. I know one opposition to the program was last year by a couple of national parent organizations that said the program wasn't fair to other minorities and other students in LAUSD because it was money given only to Black students. And I guess they made some changes in it or whatever. I don't know. Uh, Maybe they're talking about that. Here's the top takeaways in the article, which there's one major thing they missed. I'll cover in a minute. Supporters of the program are applauding the district's allocation of an additional $50 million. When you read it, it's 25, but the funding comes after the program weathered a complaint. Oh, I hear it is by a conservative group. Actually, it was two parent groups, and they put conservative in so you'll get angry with them, I guess. But you know what, parents? I don't look at things that way. I look at things like this as how is it helping your student? How is it making our students better? If I get an idea, I don't care where it comes from. Is it going to help my students prepare for college and career and life? But they put in the word conservative to get you upset and understand, that the program was being attacked. I guess saying it's racist, the attacks. Amid ongoing threats to DEI program, students continue to benefit from the program. But let's just see what we find in here. There's a couple of astounding paragraphs here. Many supporters and advocates of LA Unified District Black Student Achievement Program are beginning the school year with renewed hope after the board voted to boost the program's 25 to 26 fund. I guess it is 50 million with an additional $50 million. I'd like to know where that money is going to. $50 million. Man, I got a call from Black Student Achievement or a counselor at a local middle school last year that needed help for students that weren't getting it from the Black Student Achievement Program at their school. See, parents, I need you to tell me what's going on with this. Their optimism comes after years of challenges from the broadening of BSAP, after a complaint lodged by a conservative group, Parents Defending Education, which argued the program discriminates students of other races, I think it's Hispanics and others, and backgrounds, to ongoing federal threats to programs that support diversity, equity. Okay. Let's see. It says LAUSD remains steadfast commitment to support all students, including Black students. I guess the implication is we don't get this program, we're not supporting Black students, I guess. And now I'm trying to find out what it does. Here it is. Here's the paragraph that bothered me. Listen to this. Black Student Achievement Program is less geared toward direct academic support. My Lord. It's not providing educational support, academic support. I guess they can't do that because then they'll say they're singling out Black students for something they should give everyone. I don't know. It's not clear in this article. I'm going to be asking questions from Ed Source and from LUSD about this, but it aims to provide a more holistic support. So, okay, what does it get? It provides additional counseling, and restorative justice staff, and incorporates, there it is, cultural activities. I'd like to know what those are, and facilitates field trips, including visits to historically Black colleges and universities. I would like to see that they're doing that. I have not heard about it. I would love to see an audit of what this program did last year and what they plan to do this year. I have students at LUSD that were not offered any trip to Black colleges. And how do you identify those students? I'd like to know a lot. This is $50 million that they're going to get additional. Doesn't say what they're totally getting. It's a lot of money, and I'll show you in a minute the staff of the program in LUSD. You'll see they have a huge staff. A lot of these programs are like that. They're all top heavy with managers. But who's out in the schools? What's happening in the schools? And of course, the next paragraph kind of made me chuckle. The program involves exactly the kind of support that students like. If they like it, it must not be rigorous academically. It sounds like an activity program. Let's see what this next. As a foster student used to living with uncertainty, Henderson was accustomed to new beginnings, largely kept himself when he went to West Adams. But as the weeks rolled by, Henderson received an invitation to an event run by his school's Black Student Achievement Plan. Parents, you need to tell me if your school has this, where students came together, ate fufu, a Jamaican dish, and decorated stuff. Now, it's probably a fun thing, but is that $50 million worth of those? What are we doing academically? Where's the tutoring? Where's the enrichment? Why don't you go out and put proposals to community-based groups that are working with Black students like us? Why don't you do that? Why aren't you doing that? That would be innovative. $50 million. They kind of encouraged me to step outside my comfort zone. Blah, blah. So it seems like, yeah, okay. So he's one of thousands of students who benefit from it. I'd like to hear more about the benefits. And how do you measure success? Well, are we going to measure it by improved academic scores? They're not doing that. I just said it's not for that. How do you measure success for a program like this? It's approved by the board in 21 to close achievement gaps between Black and non-Black students, provide additional support to roughly 50 campuses. See, some of you might be in these schools. Maybe we could see what campuses those are. Let's see. Let's see. Here they are right here. I'll read some of them off for you. High schools. Fairfax, they have, if somebody's in Fairfax, how are you benefiting from this program? Horace Mann, UCLA, Middle College High School, are you benefiting from this program? Narbonne. You know what? I'll include this list in the link below too. You can click and look at it. King Drew. Oh, Drew Magnet. How's the Black Student Achievement Program helping you? I gotta understand what's going. Hamilton's on here. Seems like all the high school. Dorsey's on here. See right here. There's Dorsey. So I don't know. Maybe it is doing something. I want to hear more about it. Black students make up 7% of the district's population. Everybody needs extra support. You should read this article. It's interesting. Then there's this chart here that shows black students lagging behind, but it does not say their goal is to improve that. That was something stuck in the article. They've not said it's their goal to improve scores and performance. It seems like a social, like, fellowship program. But again, you guys got to tell me what's going on. You can read this over. Let's see. Graduation rates. Black students are lagging behind in 2023, 2024. By the way, back in 2021, it was the same level, beginning of the pandemic, but it dropped during the pandemic. I mean, are you saying that this program will improve that? They're not saying that. It said, well, it went up. It got better from 22. Well, it didn't, still below. And is that a stated metric of the program? Said your goals weren't academic. I just want to know more about what's going on with this. So parents, help me out and tell me what's going on in your school with the Black Student Achievement. It's getting $50 million. I'm going to make some inquiries too. I don't understand. Oh, there it is. $175 million so far in this program. I'm gonna find out from that Parents Defending organization how it all ended up last year, what they were told, what's going on with that. Supporters emphasize they will need to keep up the momentum to the current presidential administration, so it becomes a political thing. I really want to know. So anyway, parents, could you tell me if you know of what's happened to the Black Student Achievement Program? And if you're in LAUSD and you're seeing this video, I need to know what's going on with this program. How do students find out about it? How do they get involved? What are you doing with 175 million, getting 50 million this current year? What's it going to be spent on? Um, so many times this stuff happens, like they had a big proposition and got a whole bunch of money and a bond initiative that one last time they were going to build or do repairs on the schools. How's that going? Can't find any information on these things. And the Black Student Achievement Program is one of those things. God bless you. Help me out, parents. Let me know what's going on.